Close your eyes. Let the world around you fade. The noise, the light, the weight of today. Let it all go. Tonight, I want to take you somewhere ancient, to the city of Rome. March 14th, 44 BC. The most powerful man in the world is sitting alone. Tomorrow he will walk into a room and never walk out. He knows this. And he goes anyway. His name was Julius Caesar. And tonight, we ask the question history never fully answered. Why didn't he run? Breathe in slowly. And imagine Rome at its most magnificent. White marble gleaming in the Mediterranean sun. The smell of olive trees and burning torches. A city of 1 million people, all of them living under the shadow of one man. Julius Caesar was born in 100 BC, into a noble family that had fallen on hard times. Not the wealthiest, not the most powerful, but Caesar had something no amount of money could buy, a mind that saw the world differently from everyone around him. He saw not what Rome was, but what it could become, and he decided, quietly, patiently, ruthlessly, that he would be the one to make it so. He was a soldier first. He fought in Gaul for 8 years, crossed rivers that couldn't be crossed, built bridges in 10 days that engineers said would take months, defeated armies 3 times the size of his own. His soldiers loved him completely, not because he was distant and godlike, but because he ate what they ate, slept where they slept, and always was at the front. By 49 BC, he was unstoppable. He crossed the Rubicon River with his army. An act of treason. An act of war against his own country. He crossed it anyway. The die is cast, he said. And Rome fell to him like a ripe fruit. Let your body sink heavier now. Your breath slowing. You are safe here. In the warm darkness. Listening to the ancient story of a man who never stopped moving forward until the day he chose to stop. Power changes everything. Caesar was now dictator of Rome. Not a temporary title, a permanent one. And the men around him, men who had called themselves his friends, began to feel something cold and dark growing in their chests. Marcus Brutus. Caesar loved him like a son, had pardoned him after a war, trusted him completely. Brutus believed in the Roman Republic, in the idea that no one man should hold absolute power. Not even Caesar, not even a man he loved, Gaius Cassius, sharper than Brutus, more dangerous. He had looked at Caesar standing before the Senate and felt something he couldn't name. Not just political disagreement. Something older, darker, envy perhaps, or fear of what Caesar represented. Together they gathered names, whispered in corners. 23 men in total, each with his own reason. Each with his own knife. Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, dreamed of his death. She woke screaming on the night of March 14th. She begged him not to go to the Senate the next morning. "Stay home," she said. "The omens are terrible." Caesar almost listened. But then one of the conspirators came to his door. "Come," he said warmly. "The Senate waits to honor you." And Caesar went Why? Did he not know? Some historians believe he did. That warnings had reached him. That a man had tried to hand him a note containing the names of every conspirator as he walked to the Senate that morning. Caesar took the note and did not read it. Perhaps he was tired. Tired of watching his back. Tired of suspicion. Tired of the weight of being the most powerful man in the world. Or perhaps he simply could not believe that Brutus would betray him. March 15th, 44 BC. The Senate of Rome is gathered. Caesar enters. He is 55 years old, epileptic, thin, tired, but still carrying that extraordinary presence. He sits, and the men begin to gather around him, slowly, naturally. Tullius Cimber stepped forward first. Caesar refused his petition. Cimber grabbed Caesar's toga, pulled it from his shoulder. The signal. Casca struck first. A blow to the neck, not deep enough. Caesar grabbed the blade with his bare hand. He fought. Of course he fought. This was Julius Caesar. He did not know how to stop fighting. But there were 23 of them, and they all had knives. He fell at the base of Pompey's statue. 23 wounds. Only one was fatal. And Brutus. They say Caesar fought until he saw Brutus step forward with his blade. And then he stopped, covered his face with his toga, and let it end. Et tu, Brute? Even you, Brutus? The conspirators expected celebration. They had saved the Republic, they believed. They walked into the streets with bloody hands and called out that Rome was free. The streets were silent. Rome did not celebrate. Rome was afraid. Mark Antony took Caesar's bloodied toga and held it before the people of Rome. And Rome burned. The conspirators fled. Brutus and Cassius both died within 2 years. By their own hands. Caesar's adopted son, Octavian, hunted every last one of them, and then became Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of Rome. Everything the conspirators had feared Caesar would become, his heir became instead. The republic they died to protect died with them. Julius Caesar died on March 15th, 44 BC, 2,068 years ago. And we still say his name, we still ask his question. Why didn't he run? Perhaps the answer is simpler than we want it to be. Caesar had spent his entire life moving forward, crossing rivers, building bridges in 10 days, refusing to stop, refusing to hide. To run would have been to become someone else. And Julius Caesar could not do that, even to save his life. Let that settle over you now. Like the warm stone of an ancient city cooling slowly in the night air. Like torchlight reflected on still water. Like the sound of a great river moving quietly in the dark. You are somewhere safe and warm tonight. Far from Senate halls. Far from the weight of empires. Far from the cold of marble floors. Just here. Just breathing. Rome still stands tonight, older and quieter now. Its forum open to the sky. And somewhere in that ancient dust, the ghost of the most extraordinary man who ever walked its streets is finally completely at rest. Sleep now. The Ides of March are long behind us.